Yes, yes, yes. One more again, y'all. Coming at you live from Seattle. One more again. There's my beautiful smile that y'all can see here on Rainier Avenue Radio, coming at you live from Seattle. And first of all, I like to say, thank you, to the universe and to all those who have been of service to somebody that helped somebody along the way, that you did something for somebody and you thought that you didn't get the thanks that you deserved. I like to extend that thank you to you for what you did. Thank you so much from those that were unable to express their gratitude. And I'm grateful and try to greet each day in the spirit of gratitude. With that being said, we got today's going to be a busy day here at Columbia City Theater. We have some events jumping off from 11:30 to 5. We got the vendors fair, and everybody's welcome to come out and support your local artists and your merchants that are going to have all kinds of stocking stuffers for you, the things you put under your tree. So come on out and be a support, and you might find something you need. We're also going to have a toy drive. So we'd like for you to, those are able to bring an unwrapped toy that we can see what it is, and we're going to gather those up and make sure that they get in Santa Claus bag so that he can get them to the kids that they belong to. So bring an unwrapped gift for somebody's child on the toy drive. Okay. Also, we're gonna have a cover band that's called MVP. Now it's going to be Michael versus Prince, and I'll get back to that later. Uh, and we're going to have a fire dance performance. So come on out and have some fun with us and meet the peoples here at your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio at Columbia City Theater. And we're grateful and thank you for your support. You're also welcome to come to our Christmas party too, which we're having at 3:30 to 5. And for that, though, we're gonna ask you to make a payment of $50, so that for to gain admission to the Christmas party. But all these other events are free. So come on out and have a good time with us, and happy holidays. With that being said, MVP, that's I think it's the second time I heard of them, and uh, which is very appropriate because I am personally declaring Michael Jackson the god of music, and I don't care who disagree with me about that. It's something personal for my life and which way that I'm going. And we have God Almighty, but the God of music has been significant in my life, and there actually is a tribute performance going on at the Paramount Theater, also downtown, that you can see. I don't know how much the tickets are going for, but it's all the Michael impersonators across the countries have gotten together and putting a show that's going on a world tour. So I found out, I stepped outside of my place and turned the corner, and there was a little boy with the little black sparkly hat on and the sparkly top and the armband on his arm. I recognized right away. I said, "Little Mike, what's up?" And his daddy said, "Oh, you didn't know they having a Michael show over there at the Paramount right across the street." I was like, "Oh, snap." I had walked around completely oblivious that I had missed all of that and missed the sign. So I finally had woken up and recognized what's going on in the spirit, and give honor and respect where it's due to the god of pop, the god of music, who was the king of pop, Michael Jackson. So I'm pulling out my notebook. I made a few notations uh for tonight's show. Okay, Captain Buffalo Soldier coming at you live from Seattle, uh, providing answers to crush homelessness and poverty, giving you personally an opportunity to be a part of the solution. Okay, solving the mathematical equation. Okay, resetting the timeline, manifesting in the nowness of consciousness. I like that phrase, the nowness of consciousness. And personally for me, that's control. That's giving me some control in my world to say, uh, the environment that I create comes out of the confines of my own mind. So whatever it is that I'm dealing with is my responsibility and is a production from me out of my person. So uh, yeah, so to create a clean and healthy reality, clearing the streets of the have-nots, providing for all of the ones in need, making the correction to have the deadly realities cleansed from this plane of existence. There you go. So Captain Buffalo Soldier, in a nutshell, is about providing the answer. So, um, and tapping into the life and the lifestyle of the God of music, Michael Jackson. I'm saying that from the street, we can heal the world and raise the standard of living from the bottom up. So that's the goal there. That's the purpose. That's what I'm fighting for. That's what all the noise is about. So uh, one of the means by which this would take place in the birthing stage is with the establishment of two contests. So I like to have first of all a graffiti art contest. So I'm sending a shout out to the graffiti artists across the nation, and I did also contact one of the spray paint companies, and they were interested in being a part of uh, of what it was that I had to talk about. So I didn't lay it all out for them on the line, but they were open to exchanging some dialogue. So I just have not had the time with everything else that I've got going on in my life to reach out to them. And what I was had interest in saying on the week before, not last week, my show got canceled, but the week prior to that, I wanted to say uh, there was a man whom I was trying to get in touch with about having assisting with a fundraiser. Actually, these are fundraising ideas that I'm presenting, but I was interested in him because he was instrumental in uh, former President Obama's initial campaign fundraiser. And this man, his name is Bill Aries. So I was trying to get a message to Bill Aries that I wanted to talk with him. And what had initially uh, gave him his fame, so to speak, is that he was involved in some civil unrest back in the '60s. Now we had during the civil rights movement, we had the Black Panther Party, who drew a lot of attention for uh, uh, presenting some violence that wasn't really violent. So they were carrying weapons, but weapons that weren't used against anybody. Just the presentation of those weapons were threat enough across the nation to get some gun laws changed and things of this nature. So uh, these young people I'm talking about were groups of white young people who had organized themselves and were very active in uh, civil unrest and letting it be known that they did not support the war in Vietnam and things of this nature. So Bill Aries was a member of one of these groups called the Weathermen, and with my in my study of what happened at that time, briefly, very briefly and superficially, is that there was a bomb being made, and it exploded accidentally, and some young people got killed. And he and his wife were slated to go to federal prison, but the investigation was botched, and some evidence was presented incorrectly. So our court system, of course, is about rules, and the presentation of these of evidence has to be done according to these rules. So. And that didn't happen in his case, so he was able to beat his case. He and his wife may have had some superficial punishment, but not what other young people had gotten that were got some convictions along those lines, had are spending their lives in prison. So he's one of the young people that didn't. Who's not so young anymore, who didn't have to go to federal prison for the rest of his life, but there were some young people that did. There were some young people, some white kids who made the ultimate sacrifice, who died for the civil rights movement, as well as in protest of the war in Vietnam. That they lost their lives as young people. We don't know who they are because there had not been any publicity concerning their acts of heroism, but which some had considered to be terroristic in nature. So some of them have died, some of them have went to prison, and Bill Aries and his wife, who were young peoples at the time back in the '60s, are two who got to live their lives. And so he's now the founder of a publishing house called Hayweather Books, or Haymarket Books. I'm sorry, Haymarket Books, and it's out of Chicago, Illinois. So I've been trying to make. I wrote him a letter and tried to make touch base with him, in particular, like I said, because he had the initial fundraiser to set Obama on his course to the presidency, and so I wanted to see how he felt about what Captain Buffalo Soldier was doing, and see would he be interested also in helping to set the course uh, to clear the streets of poverty and homelessness. But like I said, he hadn't gotten back to me, and everybody who, there's a couple people I asked to assist me in making that contact, who didn't want to help. So one person in particular who I really respect, who does not support what I'm my effort of what I'm doing, because of the materialistic view of it being too big, so that my teeth are broken off because I done bit off more than I can chew. So that's easy to say, but that I don't feel that way about it, because it's not something that I have decided for myself. This is a course that I've been set on. So from a spiritual nature, it's like I'm walking a path that had been predestined. So, Captain Buffalo Soldier coming at you once again live from Seattle on Rainier Avenue Radio. Uh, I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. We're coming close. We're not supposed to talk about the new year already. We're supposed to deal with Christmas one holiday at a time. But the end of the year is coming to an end. There's a lot on people's minds about life, about the nation, about the future, financial issues. the health crisis we've been dealing with. And I just want to be an encouragement, and people who those who have questions or want to reach out to me, you're welcome to do so to my email. At mr.jeross@mail.com. And you're also able to make a contribution to my personal efforts through my Cash App, which I'll present to you once you reach out to me on email. Uh, so yeah, Captain Buffalo Soldier is the name. I own that, so it's copywritten. Captain Buffalo Soldier is a book I've written. It's a story published on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So you have to have the Kindle app to read that. I've made a chronological record of my homelessness for the past 2 years. It's been uh, a substantial amount longer time that I have experience with homelessness, but I created this chronological record because I made this declaration that I would become wealthy, and I uh, and my personality is such maybe that there might be a person or two that wouldn't believe that where I came from. This world is all about proof. You have to have I have to have carry proof with me of who I am. An ID in my pocket with my name on it. Otherwise, they'll take me to jail until they figure out who I am. So Captain Buffalo Soldier, is a authentic homeless person who I'm not. I have no shame in that because I understand that I was working against a mechanism that was designed to keep me where I was. So I was like a rat in the maze and unable to find my way out. And because I was looking from a physical perspective, when my escape route was mental and spiritual. So once again, Captain Buffalo Soldier coming at you live on Rainier Avenue Radio from the heart of Seattle, Washington. And you can make a contribution to Rainier Avenue Radio, and if you have an idea, a show idea, you're able to come here and present it to management and for it to be given consideration. Rainier Avenue Radio is your community radio station, and you're all welcome. As I say, we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. So come on out and support. Local merchants are going to be having these items, these stocking stuffers for you. Come on out and get your little doodads to decorate the house. Come on out and get you some festive foods and things of that nature. We also going to have a food bank. So those that need a little something extra, to make ends meet, we got you down here too. So we're gonna have a food bank where we're gonna give away some free food also. So that's gonna be right here out front at the Columbia City Theater. So come on out and support the merchants. So come on out and get something for yourself. Come on out and see some great entertainment. We're going to have two uh, shows in one. So we got a cover band that does Michael music and Prince music. So it's called MVP. Michael versus Prince. So come on out and check that out. That's from 11 a.m. okay, to 5 p.m. So come on out, show your support. We appreciate you coming out, and we're going to thank you ahead of time, and we'll see you tomorrow. Captain Buffalo Soldier coming at you live from the heart of Seattle. Uh, I'm happy to be here. A lot of exciting things going on. I am disappointed though, in one aspect of where it is that I'm going down this road. I wanted to extend an invitation to the Guardian Angels. Which was an organization that patrolled the streets of cities across the nation pretty heavily back in the 80s. So I don't know if anybody's 60 years old, 50, 5, and a little bit sees little salt and pepper in your hair, you're gonna know who the guardian angels are. They walked around with the primary uniform was the tam, the red beret, and they wore those and the t-shirts with the wings on the back, and they were guys from the neighborhood. So and just being a presence on the street, with had would change the atmosphere, so to speak. And I wanted to invite them here to Seattle, but I have not gotten a response from them, so I'm very disappointed in that. So I may try another avenue, but I did so reaching out to the guardian angels out of New York City, and to all fairness, the group in New York did not provide a phone number. I did get a phone number from a regional uh, director out of Baltimore, and that man hasn't returned my phone call. So I called him 3 or 4 times, and I don't want to make a nuisance out of myself. So maybe I'll look again to see if I can uh excuse me, solidify a contact by way of email again. So I'll do that uh before I try other avenues. Uh uh Sending out a request for service to establish a guardian angels chapter here in Seattle. uh So yeah, and being that in the self governance type of thing, so I believe in that. If you want to, if you would like to see a change, if you would like to see a problem solved, that you can't wait and for somebody else to do it. You have to take the initiative to make something happen, or at least start a dialogue by which you might encourage somebody that would take the initiative. So the drug and alcohol issues, drugs more than alcohol, I can say, because alcohol kind of is consistent. They might come out with a new drink every now and then, but uh, it's not hitting us as hard as these new drugs they're trying to hit us with. We thought had something really really special with ice and what they call clear, which is help me out there. Uh, the I'm stretching them to know the drug, but yeah. So they had these drugs that they had these drugs that you could make from regular stuff that you had in the house. Okay,
Huh?
so these drugs that they had in the house, I didn't know what they uh I was in jail in Georgia, and then I want to say in Hawaii. Okay, yeah, I was in jail in Hawaii, right? What place? I was locked up in paradise. Yeah, that's a strange story. But on the big island, Hawaii, they have a jail. The jail is called HCCC. Is the initials of it. So you can ask all the Hawaiians and Samoas and brothers out there from the South Pacific Islands that know about HCCC, huh, brother? So Captain Buffalo Soldier was there, locked up in paradise on the Big Island, Hawaii. And I mentioned that because I was in a cell with a guy who was Mexican mafioso, right? And he was in there, and he was a drug dealer. I was in there for something really really petty. I don't want to tell y'all what it was. Now I have to, because I said I was there. I was because I said I was in jail. But y'all thinking I'm a bad guy. I was in there for spanking a girl. So they was calling me Spanky.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, so she had a nervous breakdown or whatever. I don't know. It was a strange time in my life. Yeah, so I was in there for spanking a girl. But anyway, uh I had this cellmate, right? And he was a drug dealer. And so I was only in jail a couple of days. She didn't show up to court to testify or whatever. But anyway, uh, this my cellmate, he was a drug dealer, and it was this drug that he was selling. They it was called ice, and he said the reason they call it ice is because it melts in your lungs. And I thought, wow, that you could drown. I was like, that sound really scary. So it's like, people's is not, the sky's the limit as far as drugs is concerned. But I was in I love islands. I usually spend winter in the islands. So I was in Puerto Rico 10 years ago, and where I seen fentanyl before it came to the U.S. mainland. And I'm saying, I saw a lady's thighs, the top of her thighs opened up, and the flesh was rotting on top of the thigh. I saw that with my own eyes. And she had to go to the hospital and sit in a saline solution where they could clean that and redress the thighs, and she had to do that on a regular basis. And and so what I'm saying is, I don't believe that what it is that young peoples are doing to their bodies is reversible, it's fixable. So I'm saying that it's an emergency to catch them before they start using the fentanyl, to provide a mechanism by which they could be caught, trapped, out there in the wild and reprocessed back into society. And I'm saying, I'd like the opportunity to be able to do that. And I have a lot of drug and alcohol experience. I came up in the Victory Outreach Ministry, which was birthed in La Puente, California. So they specialize in drug and alcohol rehabilitation. In my early 20s, I was involved in that, and I wasn't necessarily a drug addict, but I ran across this place by accident and kind of was ushered inside, uh, uh, as a natural flow of events. And the home director went through the interview process and went through all the drugs and this and that, and I'm shaking my head, no, never did that, never did that, until he finally got down to my girl Mary Jane. It's like, you smoke weed? I was like, yeah. He said, well, you qualify. I said, welcome. So that's how I got involved in that. And I like the formality of the drug and alcohol rehabilitation. But I believe that one element is missing, that which is a military bearing and a purpose, and that and ushering people out. I don't believe that a system of living, a standard of living, have to be ended with a person exiting a program type facility. So I want to provide where people can live and be comfortable, and raise the standard of living, as like I said, the God of music has set Michael Jackson, you know, the very, very highest standard, and presenting that entire example of coming from poverty, starting out in that little house that they lived in Gary, Indiana, and blossomed into the spectacular lifestyles that they all were able to live uh, through the ambition and drive of the patriarch of the family, who is Joe Jackson. God rest his soul. So once again, Captain Buffalo Soldier coming at you live from Seattle, Washington. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow. That's going to be from 11 to 5. We're going to have the vending, and we're going to have the music, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Y'all come on out. Captain Buffalo Soldier live, Seattle, Washington. Thank you for hanging out with me here. Peace and love to you. Happy holidays, y'all.